Is it starting? Oh, yes. Bienvenidos, my friends. I decided to crack open my birthday presents. My sister got me those Ohuhu watercolor pen brushes, and my husband got me a set of Winsor & Newton watercolors, and he is talking in the background, so I'm sorry if you hear him. I can't stop it. Anybody who knows him knows there is no stopping that man. So I really liked the watercolor pen thingies. I had to go to the sink and fill them up with water, so I had to pause the video. Also, I don't know how to open things, so excuse me. And my nails are not cute, but whatever. They came in different sizes too, which was really cool, because I've used one of them before, but they came in a pack with like all the same size. So yeah, and the bristles are clear. They're much easier to clean out than a traditional paintbrush because you're flushing it clean by just squeezing water out of it. So that's super cool also. I'm also trying out a new microphone. I don't remember what it's called. Something snow, like snowball or snow globe or something like that. I don't know a lot about any of this stuff, but my husband got it for me for my birthday. I turned 26, and I like being 26. Yeah, I just took the caps off and left them off because whatever. I'm not in the business of putting caps on and taking them off and putting them on and taking them off unless it's like a marker and it will stain the carpet. Also, I tried a new setup and I'm realizing now that the framing is totally off and there's like 1.5 inches to 2 inches of carpet on the bottom of the screen and you're cutting off the top. Also, if anybody can tell me what a kneaded putty rubber is and what it's for, is it an eraser? Does that work with watercolors? I should probably Google that. But yeah, if you know the answer, feel free to let me know, because this girl doesn't. Tiny little paintbrush, super tiny, super tiny. Oh, you know what? In the sketch box, I think it was the last one, with those watercolor pencils, it came with a tiny watercolor pad. I'm gonna have to take this on the go someday, like to the zoo or something. Oh my goodness. With like a bottle of water, and there it is. There's everything you need. Yeah, just keep focusing on my hand. And yeah, I attempted to open one of those little cakes of watercolor, and it was actually surprisingly difficult to open. So I did pause the video to open all those to not waste all of your time, because that took kind of forever. Look at that hand. Wow. Also, I really appreciate that they labeled the little containers, the little white boxes. I don't know if you can see the letters on the side, but it has like cadmium red or yellow or ochre on the side, so it's pretty cool. Okay. Right after this point, the cat decided, to drink my water, which luckily didn't have any paint in it yet. He also previously knocked the entire cup of water over. And pretty soon he jumps onto the watercolors. Yeah, can you see those all scattered about? Like 3 of the little cakes were on the carpet. Of course, after I got them wet and they were activated, that's when he decides to jump on them and scatter them across my carpet, getting cat hair stuck in them and what have you. This part's pretty boring. I'm drawing some tulips that my parents gave me for my birthday, so this is just like a big old birthday video and also a big old thank you video. Also, it's totally upside down right now. I'm gonna fix this. Sorry. If it's not upside down, I fixed it. If it is upside down, I'm sorry. Hello, Milo. You don't need to be up here. I can't do anything in this house without a cat trying to interrupt. I still love you. Yeah, there's another cat. That's Farley, and he is trying to eat the plants. Of course. Because what do you do when you love something? You eat it. I have not, to my knowledge, used a Winsor & Newton watercolors before. I remember in my, like, 2 of my art classes, both times the teachers mentioned that Winsor & Newton was the go-to brand for quality watercolors, like their favorite brand. But it was always just too pricey for me to consider buying for myself, and I'd been sticking to Prang, which was about $12 for a container of watercolor kicks that kind of look like the Crayola ones, but maybe a little better quality. And so this is my first time using professional watercolors that have the ability to be layered more. And also I'm using watercolor paper, which is by the, what brand is that? It has an XL. Oh my goodness. Yeah, you guys, if you know art products, you know what I'm talking about. The one everyone uses. The one that's like on sale, it can be like $5 to like $9. So it's not like super fancy paper, but it's the only watercolor paper I have. And it's better than sketchbook paper. So here we go. I probably should have done a test run of the colors. Like, excuse my husband, just talking so loud. What was he saying? Yeah, no, I probably should have done a little like swatch test, but I'm not the type of person to do that. I have little patience, and I just want to get in and use the art products as fast as possible. Like, I do not follow tutorials. I do not listen. I don't read instructions. I just figure it out as I go. And it's Aries season, so also I kind of like it though, like figuring it out as you go. I think that's kind of the spirit of watercolor anyways. Like, let the water do the thing and then hope the thing isn't ruin everything. I don't know what else I want to say. I know I'm super professional and wow, am I put together and planny. I'm very planny. I really liked the shading color I used on the white tulip. I mixed together green and Payne's gray, and I believe there was a little bit of the red still on my brush, so yeah. Also, those pens allow you to decide how much water versus how much pigment you're putting in your brush, because sometimes with a regular brush you'll load it up with water and not realize it, or think that you've dipped it in the water and then it turns out you haven't, at least not as much as you thought you did. So yeah. I didn't paint all of the tulips. I just chose like 3 or 4 that were toward the edge because it was a little overwhelming to look at. I still have this thing in my brain that everybody has where you want to draw what you think something looks like instead of what's in front of you. So it's still difficult for me to break down what I'm looking at in real life into shapes and lines rather than objects. And I think that's something that artists practice throughout their whole lives. It's a skill that you have to continually practice. And you can definitely tell, I can tell in myself whenever I have not done the exercises to train my brain right and it's been a while. So this is one of those exercises because I'm actually painting these flowers as I'm looking at them. So this is not what they look like, but it is closer than it would have been if I would have used a photo, I like to think. Yeah, I'm trying my best here. Trying to get better at framing, and I'm hoping this video doesn't have artifacting in it. I hope I've changed some things around with the help of my husband, who understands all of the computery things. Okay, so here's where I think I messed up by painting some purple in the background, because I never mixed enough color, so I had to keep remixing the color, and it was always off a shade. So I don't know if you can tell, the purple towards the bottom of that leaf, well, now at the top of the frame, isn't quite the same shade as the purple near the white tulip, and because I kept having to dip it. Blending those two together, you can see some like water pooling and texture that I didn't really like, and I found it distracting. But at least you can see the white tulip better against the background, I guess. I think in the future I need to also work on pushing my contrast, because a lot, if not most, of my art is not very high contrast, especially if I'm using skin tones. I just don't push shadows. I like highlights and I don't push the shadows, so I need to get better at that. But all in all, I'm pretty proud of the way this turned out. Flowers are easier for me to draw if I'm making them up, and when I actually look at them and see what's actually happening with the shapes and the forms, it's much more difficult. Flower petals have a lot of wrinkles and a lot of detail in them that I just like to breeze over. And then here I thought I'd add a little shadow, which ended up looking more like an outline, so I don't know if that was the best choice either, but you'll live and you'll learn. Yay, it's all done. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.